I'm Asia.
And I'm Aaron.
And you're listening
to Deadly Sips.
Hi guys, this is our Thanksgiving episode. It is Halloween was yesterday for us.
Yesterday.
So, but I hope you guys are having a good Thanksgiving.
All the good casseroles and turkey and
stuff.
My personal favorite, gravy meat casserole.
Gravy meat casserole is solid. And I hope you're not disappointing the family too much.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
It happens.
Unite disappointments. Woo! I'm just kidding. As always, follow us on all the things on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. You can follow us at Deadly Sips Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, if you feel so inclined, join us on Patreon.
The beach. We
have an awesome Discord group and early releases, and there's funds, a little extra perks if you want to sign up for minimum $5.
Yeah.
Which is less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Yes.
Sad but true. Even like the nitro stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's, like,
it's at least $7.50, $8.
Rude.
It's crazy.
But if you support us and are following us and doing all the things, I hope your socks always match.
Yes. You can always find them, for one thing.
Yes. Oh, that washing machine will get you.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that your Wi-Fi never lags.
Oh, yes. Get blessed with the good Wi-Fi.
Blessed with all the things. And if you guys ever want to work with us or give us some good story times, email us at deadlysipspodcast@gmail.com.
Always interested in good stories.
Whoop, whoop. Yes, we are. All right, you guys want to hear about our Deadly Sip of the Week?
Ooh, I'm excited. What is it?
This week's Deadly Sip is one that'll haunt you in the best way possible. Ooh. Say hello to the Drunken Ghost, a chilly mix of Malibu, vodka, coconut cream, and a splash of Sprite. Sip carefully. This ghost doesn't like to be ignored.
No.
She dangerous. And hope you guys always know we always post our cocktail and a mocktail for each recipe for our sober sippers.
Yep.
We post those every week. We have all of them collected on our Patreon, but we post them on our socials every week if you want to sip along with us. I wasn't feeling super drinky tonight, so my husband made me a Shirley Temple. Here's some ASMR of the glass. It's good.
I should have went with the little ghosts, not the skeletons, darn it.
Oh no, that's great. I love it. Well, how was your Halloween, Aaron?
It had a slow start.
Yeah.
New area, so we had to figure out where are the good places to go, the safe places to go.
Yeah.
And we happened upon a couple of hidden-ish gems.
I know. It was super fun.
It was super fun. The little town of St. Charles has a main street. It's a historical main street.
We are going back.
Going back. Yes, it is all brick street and brick stores, cute little things, cute little bookstores and restaurants.
It's like over a mile long of this brick road. It looks like the cutest little town.
Mm-hmm.
Or what did you say? Like the almost not Salem-y, but in that kind of vibe.
Old colonial-ish.
Oh no.
Times.
Super cute. Want to open a coffee shop there. There was a space for sale.
There was a space for sale.
I know. That's my secret dream, is to open a coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
Sad days.
Then, after that was a bust, because apparently we showed up late, because people, I guess, start trick-or-treating at 3 to 5. Crazy to me. We found you ran into someone because I was grabbing the car to come get us, but they gave you a place where we could go.
Mm-hmm. And they delivered. They delivered. Shout out to those two ladies.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Newtown, St. Charles? What was it?
St. Charles, Newtown.
St. Charles, Newtown. And it was this entire subdivision that was ginormous.
Huge.
Everybody went all out. We couldn't even possibly hit all the houses even if we wanted to. Everybody was out on their porches. The kids had a blast. So me and Aaron were Jurassic Park staff, and then our two kids were riding dinosaurs.
Yes.
And they had the best time.
Just to say how cool it was that you were offered a beer.
Oh yeah. I know people were handing out beers and cocktails. Yeah. It was a vibe.
Candy for the kids. And Mom, you want a beer?
Yeah. Just casual. I'm like, hell yeah, I want a beer. Thanks. And there were people walking around in their wagons with some wine. And I'm like, that's the life. Well, let's get into it. You ready?
Yes. I want it.
All right, here's my little intro. This week, we're blending history with hauntings. We're diving into the real story behind Thanksgiving, but don't get too cozy, because after the turkey and the tales of gratitude, we're heading to one of Plymouth's eeriest landmarks, Burial Hill.
Oh, shoot.
From restless spirits to ghostly whispers among the gravestones, we're uncovering the haunted heart of America's hometown. So grab your glass and settle in for a feast of folklore and fright.
I'm ready.
Aaron's ready. That sip pose was
Sippy,
best. Sippy, sippy. Hashtag graveyard girl, swamp girl. Sippy, sip. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Shout out to her.
Shout out.
If you know, you know. You guys know.
You know.
Yeah, you know.
I don't think you know. You know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so like I said, I'm going to be going into the history a little bit of Thanksgiving before I go into Burial Hill, because I feel in the spirit of things we just need to go over. Yeah. And I wanted to revisit it because what I learned in school is very different.
Oh, yeah.
To what happened, or, you know, all the things. So let's go into it. So long story short, Puritans over in England were being persecuted, and they wanted a place to experience religious freedom. And they said, hey, let's go down to this new place called, it wasn't America at the time, but let's go to this new place, New England. Let's go over there and have a good time.
Seems promising.
Yeah. They were receiving a lot of persecution because of the Dutch, and a lot of people were coming in and just giving them strife. So their leader went, so apparently back then you weren't allowed to just, obviously you weren't allowed to just leave. They had to actually get a permit. So he applied and he got charter for 2 ships, which I didn't know this, the Mayflower and the Speedwell.
I never heard of the Speedwell.
The Speedwell. And they actually originally boarded the Speedwell. They didn't board the Mayflower first.
Huh.
The Speedwell was used against the Spanish Armada, but it became clear that they couldn't make the voyage because it was suspected that the crew had sabotaged it so they wouldn't make the voyage across.
Oh, shit.
Like the crew before was like, hey, these Puritans are coming on. We don't like that. So anyway, they come back in port and they're like, hey, guys, the ship isn't working for us. And so they boarded the Mayflower.
Interesting.
And then they set off on the Mayflower. Which is funny because after learning about your episode, the Croatoan people, like, they teach you in school, oh, the Mayflower is the first ship to come across. And you're like, that's not true at all. There were a lot of other colonies as well, besides, you know, the Croatoan.
Yeah.
There was lots of people discovering this new strange land. There were a lot of families on board, and there was one child born at sea named Oceanus, and was born during the crossing. In total, there was 102 passengers on the Mayflower on September 10th, and they made a 10-week journey.
Oof.
Super long.
10 weeks on the sea. That sounds crazy.
It sounds miserable. There was 2 that died at sea in 1620, and then it arrived kind of in the bay. Is it the bay or the harbor? Like off?
It'd be bay.
They arrived off the coast.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's what I'll say. They arrived just barely offshore because there was dangerous shoals that prevented them from landing in Cape Cod. That's the area that they were coming in, and Provincetown Harbor. And it's interesting because I found there was a lot of differing information, which is wild to me because it seems like something that should be a little bit more concrete.
Yeah.
So with this, there was a bunch that's saying, oh, only 2 died at sea, but there was an actual memorial made, and that was etched, and 3 died while waiting in the harbor.
Oh.
So they don't claim this, so it's like 5 died actually technically at sea. And they have their names written down. So anyway, fun little tidbit. And the reason I believe that they died in harbor, but there was a brutal winter, they arrived in November 21st.
Oh, wow.
Which, horrible time. Maybe they were just so desperate.
Mm-hmm.
But that seems like a horrible time to cross anything, especially the ocean, to a new place.
Yeah.
You don't have food and resources.
Mm-hmm.
So they must have been pretty desperate. It was a long, brutal winter. Many succumbed to disease and the harsh winter.
Mm-hmm.
By February, they had completed the small settlement, which was remarkable considering that there were only 47 colonists left out of the 105.
Holy cow.
Over half.
Was it all just disease?
Everything. Just
everything?
It was everything. Starvation, winter. Just winter sucked, man.
Damn.
And disease as well. But did I say disease?
Maybe.
A couple times.
Probably say it one more time just to make sure it got across.
Disease.
Infected.
So they started building a relationship with the Wampanoag people, which is the local native tribe. The Wampanoag people played a crucial role in the survival of the Pilgrims. They taught the settlers essential agriculture techniques, such as how to grow corn and catch fish. And the alliance between the two groups was strategic. A lot of people think, oh, the natives are just being nice and helping out, but really it was a form of self-preservation because there's lots of talk of these newcomers coming in and writing the natives out.
Oh, yeah.
So the chief, have his name here, Metacomet, it was more strategic that he was coming in and saying, hey, we'll help you guys thrive a little bit and maybe we won't be drawn out.
Smart choice.
The narrative of this harmonious feast has often overshadowed the complex and often tragic history of colonization that followed, including the displacement and suffering of the Native American communities.
Yeah.
There's a lot, like, it's kind of weird that we get taught this version in school, that it's all happy-go-lucky, that it was this wonderful thing, when really it was just colonization at its finest.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It could be whitewashing also at the same time. I don't know if we would tell a bunch of, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, oh yeah, they all died and were massacred and murdered and raped and all this other stuff. But
there's a lot about it that's just bullshit.
Yes.
So
there is.
I'm going to get into that. So the first Thanksgiving, it was a 3-day harvest shared by the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag people. And they say the reason was to celebrate the Pilgrims' first successful harvest after the brutal winter that they had just, that whole brutal year.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks was given for survival and to the help received from the Wampanoag. Now, what's interesting to this is that what had happened is if you look into the actual resources of what happened, it wasn't a formal gathering.
Mm-hmm.
The Pilgrims were having their own feast.
Mm-hmm.
They were out, the men were out hunting. The natives heard them, they heard the gunshots, and they went to go check it out, and they saw that they were hunting for a feast.
Mm-hmm.
The Wampanoag people brought 5 deer, and they basically provided the whole feast.
Look at that.
Yeah, they basically came in and
They
said,
paid the
hey,
bill.
they helped them out. They celebrated for 3 days, but it was more of a peace offering than
Yeah.
it was like, thank you this, thank you that.
I got your meal. Let me cover it. We're good.
Yeah,
We're
like side eye.
So granted, their bows and arrows were a lot more accurate than the crappy guns that they had back then.
The meal likely included venison, wildfowl like duck or turkey, corn, beans, squash, and seafood.
Mm-hmm.
They had access to pumpkin, but they didn't have sugar or any of the things necessary to make pie, so pie is not included. And they lacked ovens and sweeteners, basically.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't called Thanksgiving at the time. It wasn't a national holiday. And they attribute it more to the event of like a local traditional English harvest festival.
Mm-hmm.
So George Washington announced the day as a day of Thanksgiving and dedication to God. And it had nothing to even do with that whole incident in the first place. The whole Wampanoag people, it had nothing to do with that. Just washed out.
Wow.
It became institutionalized and became a U.S. national holiday in 1863 by President Abraham Lincoln.
Good old Abe.
Yeah. Growing up, we all learned about the cornucopia.
Oh, yeah.
That was a symbol borrowed from Greco-Roman mythology, not Wampanoag or native culture at all, or Pilgrim for that matter. A lot of the roots of Thanksgiving in general are pagan.
Pagan.
With pagans, they celebrate the 4 seasons in cycles: birth, growth, harvest, death, and then rebirth again.
Mm-hmm.
Often gods or goddesses,
Goddesses.
often gods or goddesses of fertility, agriculture, and the earth are worshipped or brought forth during this time.
Mm-hmm.
And there are offerings of food, fire, and symbolic acts to honor nature and spirits.
And of course, the cornucopia and the Hunger Games. So, the first reaping.
Oh, yes, exactly. And usually with community unity, there's feasts, dance, and storytellings tied to all of this. And this is that's really traditional. That happened back in the pagan times, way before. And that's really where that led to before the way that we celebrate it now.
Yeah. A lot of things seem to be washed over at times.
Yeah. There's Celtic Samhain, which marks the end of harvest and the beginning of winter, and it's seen as the Celtic New Year. And it's also believed that that's when the veil between worlds is thinnest. And it's later Christianized as Halloween. That was Samhain. I'm probably way butchering that, the way that I'm saying that. But yeah, there's lots of ancient Greek, Roman origins. And with the rise of Christianity, many pagan festivals were absorbed or rebranded, which we see common with Christmas and all the other things. I'm going to go back to the Native people and the Pilgrims. And so despite this relationship, kind of mutual understanding, the colonists ended up bringing a lot of tragedy to the Native people. This is wild to me, this history called King Philip's War.
Oh.
Never knew about it. Psycho. The King Philip's War was essentially a last-ditch effort by the Native people to protect their land and expel the colonists. Massasoit, who was the son of Metacomet, he was now chief at this point, and they called him King Philip. It was like his English name.
Oh, okay.
And he took on the alliance. Fun fact about him, he went to Harvard.
Really?
He went to Harvard. He learned English.
Interesting.
But don't let that, it was more of, he was educated and wanted to know how to save his people.
Right.
Like, don't mistake me doing all these things as that I like you guys, because I don't. I'm doing this for my people, essentially.
Right.
So, there's a lot of battles that happened leading up to this that I won't get into. It's really interesting if you guys want to look at it. I'll put some resources in the show notes. You guys should check them out. It's really interesting. But essentially, in the last battle, the colonists had slain most of the Native Americans in that battle, and they drove him off to a hill. And that's where he was, where Massasoit was. And they killed him, put his head on a spike, where they displayed it for 20 years.
Wow.
20 years as a statement.
I low-key remember this, but I don't remember the 20 years part.
Yeah,
That's
it was for 20 years they displayed this. Just gruesome. The things that they don't teach you. Well, I understand why they don't teach you in like elementary school, but in high school growing up, I feel like you should learn about this. It's important that
really
history
happened.
Yeah, exactly. This is what happened. Over half of their people were killed. Many were sold to Bermuda as slaves.
Oh, God.
A lot of it's just horrible.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying. But I digress. It's important to know your history so that it doesn't repeat itself, and to also give voice back to the people who deserve it. So with that being said, a lot of death, a lot of destruction, a lot of heartache. So let's transition that into Burial Hill.
Okay.
You ready for that?
I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Lay it on you. Oh, I will. So Burial Hill in Plymouth, Massachusetts, was originally the site of a fort and meeting house, built shortly after the arrival of the Mayflower settlers in 1620. So the hill rises roughly 165 feet above sea level, and it provided a strategic vantage point over Plymouth Harbor and the early settlement. After its defensive use was no longer needed, by around the late 17th century, the site transitioned into the burial ground for Plymouth. The earliest surviving gravestone on the record here dates to 1681, which is that of Edward Gray. There's people there that are buried that it's rumored that are earlier than that, but they just don't have actual markers to provide proof. But earliest is 1681. Wild. There are more than 2,000 marked graves from 1680 through 1957 that are on the 5-acre site.
Shoot.
I'm going to get into some of the spooky experiences that happen and the stories behind them.
Awesome.
While strolling through the paths soaking up the history of the burial ground, you might just come across a Victorian couple slowly making their way to visit the grave of their long-lost daughter. They appear above the knee and seem to be very heavy-hearted as they wander down the path past the ancient burials before stopping at the grave of Ida Elizabeth Spear, who was their 3-year-old who had passed.
Sad.
I know. I'm like my mama heart. Ida was born on September 19th, which is my sister's birthday.
Oh, shoot.
1856, and she died January 23rd, which is your birthday.
Oh, my birthday.
1860. The ghosts of her parents, Thomas Spear and Elizabeth Russell Raymond Spear, have apparently never let go of the fact that she is dead and probably do not realize that they are as well.
Kind of just imprinted in that area.
Imprinted,
all that
yes.
Heavy, emotional.
As we call it, a residual haunting.
Residual.
Which, if you guys don't know, a residual haunting is where there are different types of hauntings. And a residual haunting is where the memory is in place and that memory kind of plays over and over. It's not aware of anything. It doesn't know what's going on. It's just kind of energy stuck in a place, essentially. Like a tape recorder playing over and over. The ghostly couple are seen entering the burial yard from the summer street, solemnly floating up to the path of the site of her burial. So there's Ida Elizabeth Spear, and then her sister Ida Lizzie Spear is buried behind her. She was born on June 1st, 1865, and died August 20th in the same year. It was common for parents to use the same name over and over in hopes that the children would reach adulthood.
Right.
And they could pass on that name.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, as a parent, that sounds horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the death rate of children was astronomical back then. And I can't imagine.
And none of the practices that would have, infection or disease spreading really happened until, oh my gosh, Florence Nightingale. When they made this, hey, you need to wash your hands between doing all this stuff so they don't get all these infections and everything. So,
yeah,
important it was they finally introduced all that.
So that's the first experience. This next one is my favorite story.
Ooh.
Really cool. It's a shipwreck. Insane story. On the second Christmas in New America, Plymouth experienced a shipwreck beyond chilling. December 24th, 1778, the Brigantine General Arnold left on a voyage to the West Indies. A horrible storm trapped the ship just off the coast of Plymouth Harbor. So, fun fact, they were essentially legal pirates. Mm-hmm. They were sent to go and destroy vessels.
Mm-hmm. Is it privateers?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So they ended up getting trapped in Plymouth Harbor.
Oh, wow.
The captain decided to wait out and anchor the ship in hopes for a pilot ship to help guide them back in. Mm-hmm. But the anchor couldn't hold, and they began to drift into a sandbar, and they crashed on the sandbar. And this was also during one of the worst storms ever. There was snow and ice in the harbor, completely covering it. So cold and insane. So 3 days and 3 nights they endured this, and there was a crew of 105.
Oh my gosh.
The interior of the vessel began to intake water faster than they can pump it out. There was 3 feet of water, and it was just completely stuck in the snow.
Yeah.
They poured rum into their boots to prevent frostbite and gangrene.
Smart.
But the captain said that they drank a lot of it, more than they should have, but could have saved a lot of them. They tried everything, but many slowly froze to death. They even built walls that the sailors inside, they built walls of dead bodies just to shield them from the wind.
Wow.
And they all huddled together. And the people from Plymouth, they just sat and watched this. There's nothing they could do.
Because it was all frozen over.
The storm was horrible. When it was finally clear enough that they could somewhat do anything, they tried to go and reach these people, but all the boats kept capsizing.
Wow.
they tried, they couldn't get through because of the ice. Their little boats just weren't made for it.
Right.
So they had to build a man-made causeway.
What's that?
It's essentially, how do I explain it? It's like a mobile bridge.
Oh.
You ever see those, like, the mobile bridges with planks?
Yeah.
Just floating. That's what it is.
Oh.
And the story of this is insane because it was around over a mile long.
Holy cow.
They built a causeway with things they could find and also just ice and snow, stuff that would float. The men the sailors waiting inside the ship, like I said, were huddled together a lot for warmth. The unfortunate thing of that is that they also died that way. So a lot of them were frozen together in big clumps.
Wow.
And they would freeze in one big mass. And when they were buried, they had to be buried in clumps.
Oh, wow.
Because they couldn't separate them. It was so cold. When the people finally made the causeway, reached them, brought the survivors that they could back.
I'm surprised there were any. Good
right?
Gracious.
They brought the survivors to the courthouse and the bodies that they could assemble to be identified. Unfortunately, 70 of the 105 sailors passed away.
Oh.
So out of the 105, only, 35 survived? Unfortunately, most of the sailors died from hypothermia before they could be reached. One survivor was Captain James McGee, who requested to be buried with his men when he did die.
Honorable, my man.
Yeah, he was like, he missed his men, and the amount of suffering that he did with those men is unimaginable.
Oh, yeah. You take that literally to your grave. Like, you're bonded with those men for the rest of your life.
Yeah, trauma bonded. So, with the mass of people who had died, a mass grave was dug on Burial Hill in Plymouth, and the doomed sailors were laid to rest there, with the view overlooking the bay that took their lives. People report hearing voices and screams in the area of the grave, and some have witnessed a visage of who they think may be Captain McGee wandering around the monument. It's probably like a residual of him mourning his men.
He probably, kind of like how the parents were, where he would visit like almost every day. He would feel the same emotions, just going over and over in his head. So, boom, just stamped there for
just tragedy. There's memory where something really good or really bad happens. There's energy there. There's also reports of ice-covered sailors or like figures being frozen in place, and in general, just a lot of cries of help can be heard.
Oh, it's sad.
Like people crying out for help, which that story is wild. I've never heard of that.
Me neither.
It's a big shipwreck case. It's just all very, very interesting. Very tragic. Another claim is behind the man Thomas Southward Howland, which he was a descendant of one of the original Mayflower Company. This happened in the 18th century. Howland evicted an old woman who was living in a rundown cabin built on land he owned. The old woman, who was thought a witch. The woman called... She's the witch. A witch. The woman called back, "Make your peace, because you will not live to see another sunset. They'll dig your grave on Burial Hill."
Ooh, suck it.
She's like, "You evict me? Well, son of a bitch."
Son of a bitch.
The prophecy turned out to be true, and Howland would only live one more day before falling off his horse and dying.
Hey, got him.
Wild. His restless spirit probably cursed in the afterlife as well. Wanders the grounds of the Burial Hill in period clothing, making some visitors believe he's simply a reenactor rather than an originator of the tales. So he technically did see another.
Right.
He didn't die that same day, but he died within 24 hours. So it was like, she served, I guess.
Sign sealed, delivered, you dead.
She's not one to piss off. Gotta carry Madame Zeroni up the hill. The last claim is one that I thought was very interesting. Have you ever heard of a Pukwudgie?
No.
So there are a lot of claims of people seeing Pukwudgies in this area. They are imp-like creatures who have human features, and they're said to be hairy, and they terrorize those that cross their path, only to disappear immediately after. Dozens of reports of small, white-clawed men running through the headstones and this claim is super common,
Mhm.
with many locals accepting that it's just a Pukwudgie.
They've accepted it at this point.
They've accepted it.
So yeah, it's Pukwudgie.
So Pukwudgie is spelled Pukwudgie, and it's also spelled Pukwudgie. It's interesting because I found a lot of information on. I was like, "What is that?" And I looked, and somebody actually has a whole blog on all things fae and elves, and they had a whole section on Pukwudgies, and I was like, "This is awesome."
There you go.
So, Pukwudgie is a human-like creature of Wampanoag folklore found in Delaware, Prince Edward Island, and parts of Indiana and Massachusetts. According to legend, Pukwudgies can shape-shift, appear and disappear.
Oh gosh.
And the most common form it takes is a creature that looks like a porcupine from the back and kind of like a little half troll person from the front, and will walk upright.
That is interesting.
They are known to lure people to their deaths, use magic, launch poison arrows, and create fire.
Awesome. That sounds like a great way to die.
So there's actually a lot of really cool native folklore to Pukwudgies. According to the lore, Native Americans believe that Pukwudgies were once super friendly to humans, but then I couldn't quite find the reason, but they turned against them.
Probably because they came and, kill everybody.
Yeah, and are said to be best left alone.
Amen.
A person who annoys a Pukwudgie would be subject to nasty tricks by it, or subject to being followed by the Pukwudgie, who would cause trouble for them. They are known to kidnap people, push them off cliffs, attack their victims with short knives and spears, and use sand to blind their victims.
That sounds like those little things in is it The Mummy Returns, like the second Mummy movie where they're going to the Scorpion King's pyramid?
Well, like the little monkeys.
Those little monkey things, like with the.
Exactly. That's exactly what they sound like.
I can imagine, even though it sounds like something a lot bigger, but like, imagine that, but bigger.
It's so interesting, and I actually started doing a tiny deep dive. I would love to do a whole episode on Pukwudgies just because it's so interesting. I found a couple of podcasts where they interview people who have seen them and their stories, and they're like, "Yeah, no, this is legit. I saw this. This is what happens."
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to start doing like episodes or things like that where we actually go and do like paranormal hunts.
It would be really cool,
and it would be awesome.
Oh, I didn't write it down, but there's also, I forgot what it's called. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
But definitely need to bring like a little offering of like, hey, we're just here to hang out. Nothing crazy.
There's a place called the Bridgewater Triangle, and I believe it's across those areas like Massachusetts, all that area. It's like a lot of weird shit happens. Appalachian Trail maybe too.
Is it the one that Morbid talks about in theirs? Isn't that an episode? Like it's the triangle?
Maybe.
It's like it sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I feel like they had an episode of it.
I have the memory of a goldfish.
You would like
unfortunately.
to collab with me, guys.
You guys, I'm struggling, and I don't even have a drink. I'm sober. This is all sober Asia. But yeah, so apparently there's that triangle, and that's where a lot of them are seen. So it's kind of like, it's just like fae. Sometimes, or like people, like sometimes you meet them and they're helpful, or they're
tricksters.
Gonna be tricksters.
Or push you off a cliff.
But in general, if you see one, they're like, don't go near it. And another thing too, this is just super, super side note that I read. I didn't even put it in my notes. But apparently they're like, it's really weird when you see one, because usually those types of fae go in groups of 2.
Oh.
So she's like, you see one, just...
No, there's another one watching.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's something nearby. It's gonna get you. So yeah, so if you are in the area and know anything about Pukwudgies, give us an email. I want to hear, because I've never heard about this before. I would love to get more into the fae, about the lore.
I love folklore and myth and legends. Like,
we should just go on a fae hunting trip. When I say hunting, I mean like obviously not actually hunting,
like
but
adventure
like
or hunting.
Adventurer.
Not
a Pukwudgie adventure, and just go
going on an adventure.
Try to have experiences, and you guys can come with us.
Yes.
Anyway, hopefully all that made sense. So yeah, that is the tale so far of Burial Hill. And there's so much in Plymouth. I just was focusing on the graveyard burial hill.
Mhm.
There's so much lore and experiences that happened in Plymouth
Ooh.
that I could go way deeper into.
Yeah.
Plymouth Part 2.
Coming to a podcast near you.
Coming to a podcast near you, basically. But yeah. Any thoughts? Feelings? Urges?
Well, urge to go and investigate all this for sure.
Yeah.
In good spirits, not to disrespect or,
Oh,
interrupt any kind of thing. Like, it would just be of pure curiosity.
Yeah. Exactly.
Obviously, like, if there's like a thing that says, oh, if you bring like this little trinket or like a little offering, like, it'll keep them, at bay or make sure they don't do any tricks on you. Like,
we ain't going to.
Like, here's this. We just want to hang out.
Yeah, we ain't going to disrespect nobody. I don't need to be anyone's enemy today.
No, especially in a place called the Triangle.
Yeah, no. Nay, nay, I say.
Wait, no, this is
nay, nay, I say. Well, guys, if you've made it this far, you deserve the best.
All of the best.
I hope you find the best parking spot, like right as somebody's coming out of a spot, and then you like
right
go in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so good.
Satisfying.
And I hope your phone battery lasts all day.
Oh, the phone battery.
Mm-hmm. If you have an Apple, you know. Apples. I'm a forever Apple girl. I will stand. But the battery life is a struggle sometimes. As always, shameless plug. Follow us on all the socials.
All of them.
Instagram.
We like friends.
Facebook. TikTok. Follow us on Deadly Sets Podcast. And on YouTube at Asia and Aaron. Mm-hmm. And personally, it's Asia and Aaron on our personals. And Patreon. Patreon.com/Deadly Sets Podcast. Come be part of our cool groupies.
We love making this content and doing this. We want to do this more full time so we can be more research, more details, and get for one better equipment so we don't sound and look like crap.
Yeah. You guys on YouTube, do you notice our new light?
Oh, yes.
We got a new light today, and I was really excited about it.
She found it was pretty cool.
Found a new light. Hopefully you like it.
We're gonna get better, guys.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Have the best pie day ever. And that is all. Remember who you are.
What you stand for.
What you stand for. Oh,
Trigger.
Triggered. And sip carefully.